Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is Tuesday in Creative Fold, and if you joined me yesterday, you seen a Easter card that was shared with me by a team member, Sue Floyd, and I love the way she used the Encircled in Beauty dies, which are retiring die from the current annually catalog, and she used the Designer Series paper, and I guess I just never thought of that before, so really liked that look. I used the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper, and then I am using the Tulips stamp set and die, which is a bundle in the January through June mini catalog. The Tulip bundle will not be a bundle in our new annual catalog. The product will be available, but you won't get that 10% discount. But the die, the circle die from those tulips, fit perfectly in the center of that die cut. So I have the two greetings. Again, this is from the Flowering Tulips bundle. I have two pieces of basic white. These measure 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. I have a small 1/4 inch piece by 5 1/4 of the Designer Series paper. I have two little pieces. This Creative Fold is a pop out card, and I have two little pieces. These measure 1/2 inch by 1 inch, and they're scored by 1/2. I have two pieces of cardstock. These measure 2 1/2 by 4, and then I have 4 pieces of that beautiful Tulip Designer Series paper. Now we know that the Designer Series paper will be going out, so if you haven't got this paper, you want to make sure you get it because it's very pretty, especially this time of the year for cards. Then I have another piece of the Designer Series paper, 1/2 by 12, and then my card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11. Going to bring in my trimmer, and we're going to do some scoring. We're going to score at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and finally at 8 1/4. Now this is going to be our card base. Again, it's going to be a pop out center to this card. So we're going to go ahead and hold those pieces back. We're going to go ahead and add our Designer Series paper. I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal Plus. Now these pieces go on these two flaps. And these two flaps. Just leaving a 1/4 inch border. This is mossy metal cardstock. Love how it makes those tulips just pop right out. We've got this like so. This is our card now. And we're going to put the two pieces of real red with the basic white on the inside. So. And then the basic white will go right on top of those. So very easy fold. And it's a great way to show off that beautiful Designer Series paper. And then what we're going to do is take the smaller pieces of Designer Series paper. I'm just going to use my glue dots to adhere those because they're so small. My adhesive will run along the edge if I can stay on the piece of Designer Series paper, but just easier with the glue dots. So we're going to add those. On each side. Oh, my hand is shaky here this morning. Not enough coffee, I guess. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and grab those two 1/2 inch by 1. I'm going to fold these, and I'm going to just use glue dots for those. So just going to go in and grab a couple glue dots for each side, so that I make sure I have lots of adhesive. And I want it to be right on that fold line. So we're going to move it down a little bit right there. And we're going to grab the other one, do the same thing, add those glue dots. Now I could use my glue, my multi-purpose glue, or I could use my Stamp and Seal Plus, but I just find the glue dots work the best. Again, I want fold to fold right up to the edge there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to add the thank you. Sure it's down far enough. Push it down good. And there we have our pop-up. So I don't know how well you can see that, but when it sets on a shelf, it just pops right out. So now we're ready to do the front. I'm going to bring in that piece of designer series paper. I'm going to run that across the back of the card. I am going to add adhesive to it because it's a 1/2 inch wide. The other pieces were, I don't know, just too small with the score line. So we've got this. I'm going to add that. Then I'm going to grab some dimensionals and put my dimensionals right on what I call a belly band. And that is where my second circle will go. So there you have it, a pop up or pop out. And I may have added too much adhesive, and I did. So what is the saying? Do as I say, not as I do. Let's see if we can pull that off. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, and if you have an old, we used to sell embossing buddies. I have one over here. That is great for getting adhesive off sections so that it won't be sticky anymore. And because it's on the back side of that belly band, you'll never see it. So there you have it. Don't put too much adhesive on. And there's how your card looks when it is setting up. Hope you've enjoyed today's pop-out creative fold card. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.